color. I hit OK. Now what I'd like to do is change the color of this window molding. Notice now the size of my brush relative to the window molding. What will happen if I paint like this? Yes, my color change will spill over onto the side of the building, and I don't want to do that. So back we go to our auto mask, turn that on, and with my slightly oversized brush, watch what happens. Notice that color change is not spilling over into the siding of this house at all. It is nicely being limited to exactly where we want it. We're not getting any spillover at all on that yellow siding. Perfect. Notice we have a second pin. This one has a black circle in the middle. That means it is active. Now if you look closely, you may see that we did get some spillover right where this house number is located. Why? Well, that purple matches the purple color on which we were painting. How can we fix that? Well, we can use, for the first time, the erase brush. Let's go and click on erase here. Now what this brush does is simply erase the effect that we just painted. Notice that we have size, feathering, and flow options there. We're going to leave those all at their defaults, and I'm simply going to click and paint over this area, taking out that adjustment that spilled over onto this identical color. How easy is that? The last tool I want to show you here is the graduated filter, and that's up in our toolbar right next to the adjustment brush. Once we select the graduated filter tool, you'll notice that the panel on the right looks identical to the adjustment brush panel minus the brush controls. You'll also notice that we've picked up our color setting from the adjustment brush. Now I don't want to change the color in this adjustment I'm about to make, so the first thing I'm going to do is turn this off. Click, and I'll move my hue down to 1 and drag my saturation slider all the way down to 0, in effect turning off that color change. Now the graduated filter tool behaves very similarly to the gradient tool in Photoshop in that it allows us to create an adjustment, have it begin at 100% or full strength, and make a nice seamless transition all the way down to 0%. This tool is most often used to control lighting in an image, and that's how we're going to apply it. So the first thing I'm going to do is drag my brightness value down here. And what I want to do is simply darken a portion of this sky. I'm going to place the mouse in the upper right area of the image, and I'm simply going to click and drag down. And you can see we've got a darkening effect going on here. I'm dragging at an angle to match the slope of the roof, but if you want to drag in a straight line, hold down the Shift key while dragging. I'm going to put it just about there. The red dot signifies the end of this effect, so anything below the red dot in this case will not have the effect. At and above where our green dot is located, we have a full strength application of this adjustment. In between the green and the red dot, we have a nice seamless gradation from 100% all the way down to 0. Once you've drawn this, you can modify it. We could simply place the mouse along this dotted black line and move the entire gradient as a unit. I'll line it up just so it touches the roof. If we place our mouse close to the green circle, we have a double-sided arrow. We could drag this up to extend it. We could do the same thing where the red circle is. Notice, however, if I place the mouse further away from the red circle, I get a double bent arrow, which means I can rotate this adjustment in any direction. Let's line it up just about there. Looks pretty good. And again, as with the adjustment brush, I'm free after the fact to adjust my settings. So if that brightness looks a little bit harsh, I could back off of it slightly. And if I decide that I want to have this effect spill further down, I can simply click here, drag this red line down just about there. I'm going to touch up the angle just a smidgen, and there we go. We have no shortage of tools inside Camera Raw to perform selective edits. We are finished working with this image, so you can press the cancel button. If you'd like to maintain these changes, however, and reopen the file later, simply press done.